welcome. So today, I want to talk about townships. I saw Tyrant Terminator's video this morning about going to Moraine County Township, and yeah, there's a lot of nasty looking townships out there, and a lot of people don't know what they actually do, since they got city, they got a village. There's I don't know. There's so many layers of government, and what is a township for? So that's a good question. But whenever I go to a township, they always say that you know they feed the poor. Hey, I'm Gal. They feed the poor and the hungry and stuff like that. There was one township in particular that had a couple NGOs working for them, like non-government. How was your trip to Lauderdale? Oh, it was nice. Love Lauderdale. Not enough money to live there though. Yeah, so townships. But if you want to talk about my trip to Lauderdale, we could do that as well. Beautiful place. I was near where all the rivers are, like I guess the Venice part of Lauderdale. How does everybody have a super yacht in Fort Lauderdale? That's amazing. Yeah, I know my buddy is moving down there because he lives in Florida. He's been living in Miami since 2004. That must be nice. Yeah. I know when I went downtown, I wanted to go to McDonald's in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, don't go to that McDonald's. That was pretty nasty. But yeah, there's like no fast food down by the beach in Fort Lauderdale. Your dad's from Chicago. That's cool. But amazing trip over there. I was on assignment. I had to do or help out a friend with some work, media related, of course. So, VG, how you doing? Florida has some rich areas and some grimy areas. Yeah, yeah. I mean, after downtown, it like changed to like scum. I didn't get a chance to go to Miami at all. No. Although where I was staying, my phone said it was Miami, so I guess it's on the border. Buy-in, but yeah, son. I vote for Skibbity Toilet to president in 2030-20. I vote for Skibbity Toilet too. How you guys doing? What do you guys like watching from Asia over there, China or something like that? Yeah. So it was crazy when I went to Fort Lauderdale. It was during the time of the MLS Cup, and all the MLS sponsors were staying at the same hotel. So I was there for about 4 days. It's 83 and humid. Yeah, that's nice. It was 10 degrees this morning today. I dropped off my car at the mechanic, so please get it fixed. That's why I'm live streaming from home today. Working from home. WFH. And I got glasses where I could actually see you, and it's clear. Yeah, the guy said it's going to cost me about $800 to get my car fixed. Fair. Okay, I'll pay it. Hopefully, please, please, the injector don't get stuck. Please, injector don't get stuck. Or else it's going to be way more expensive. So they're going to be changing out the front suspension parts and the valve cover gasket on my diesel. And to do that, to replace the valve cover gasket on the diesel, they have to pull out the 6 injectors because of straight 6. I'm from Chicago. And one of the biggest problems on diesels is actually taking out the injectors. Or else I would do it myself, because like I used to have a Honda Civic. It's 2 screws and you could pull off the valve cover. Really, really simple, you know. But with these new cars, everything's so complicated. It's crazy. And like the injectors have to be in the same order as you took them out, or else it's not gonna fire. I told the guy to number the injectors because they're programmed. Christy Fisher, you're funny. Yep. So, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about townships. In Illinois, we got these things called townships. Nobody knows what the hell they do. They're like another layer of government, and they do collect taxes from us. M. Gal says, I'm going to Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua tonight. Is it Jake Paul, the prime guy? Christy, it's your birthday. Okay. Yeah, so these things called townships. And a lot of money goes there, and they also give money to NGOs. And you know, in the news lately, especially this year, NGOs were the biggest scam ever. It's just basically a money laundering scheme with the NGOs, like you saw in the news. So yeah, I'm kind of concerned about where all this money goes that's supposed to help the poor, and they're giving it out to NGOs. So it would be interesting to do a Freedom of Information Act to see where all that money goes. And as you know, NGOs, you can't FOIA them. So I think that's why they're giving money out to the NGOs instead of doing things themselves, because now it's not transparent. Hi, Abel Pruitt. How you doing? So I was watching Tyrant Terminator's video this morning. I did a little commentary on it. And when he goes into the, was it Moraine Township? It's a little bit cleaner than others, but still it's all junked up with piles of stuff on the floor. And I think that should be cleaner. They should be like more of a warehouse or something. If you ever been to a township, they're either really shitty, like they look like a hoarder's house. There's a city in Illinois called Winnetka. They have a township in there too. It's like downtown Winnetka. And that place is like the filthiest place I've ever seen. I do have a video that I haven't posted because I wanted to do a township video. I just never got around to it. I went to Wheeling Township, Northfield Township, I think it was Winnetka Township. And the Northfield Township is really clean. When you go in there, it looks like a mini supermarket where the poor can go in and grab groceries that they need. They got shopping carts and everything, and it's really nice. It's nice and clean. You have all the food that you need. There's the canned food and other food, and they got fridges in the back, so you could choose what you want. Whereas the other townships it's more like, I don't know, it's so trashy inside. And like the Northfield Township, they're welcoming. When I brought my camera, I did an interview. Really nice people. They didn't have anything they shouldn't have on the counters. It was all in the back office, employees only. and that's how it should be. I think they're the role model of townships in Illinois, whereas the other ones, everything looks so trashy and not organized and not clean. So if we're paying people money to run a government, I think they should be more responsible and keep it clean. That's why, thanks, James. That's why I do look at how much people get paid at these places. Because if we're paying them so much, at least keep the place clean, you know? So, yeah. Does anybody have a comment about townships or talk about anything else? Let me see if I could pull up a video or something. Okay, I could pull things up, but I don't think I have anything ready. I didn't know I could do this. So, we could talk about red light cameras. I do have a screenshot here. So this is a map in my community posts. In my community posts, there's a map of how or which cities are talking about red light cameras or not red light cameras, flock cameras. They're bringing in, like, they're trying to bring in flock cameras. So this map is for the cities that are talking about it in the city halls. There's a link in my community for where to see this, so that you could go in there and speak your mind in the village meetings. So if you don't want flock cameras or you do want flock cameras in your city, you could go there and talk about it. But a lot of cities, they hide these flock meetings, or they try to name it like downtown beautification initiative or something like that. And they're actually talking about, flock cameras, mass surveillance system, to keep you in check, record you for 30 days. And I don't know if you know, but these flock cameras, they're connected to a central location where anybody with access in the United States can access any flock camera if the city allows that. So it is mass surveillance, and I think the next step is, they say they track license plates. They're or license plate reader cameras, but they do more than license plate reading. So they're far beyond license plate reading. They can read that it's a car. They could read the stickers on your car so that they can match it up everywhere you go, every time you hit a flock camera. And I do have a image of where these cameras are. So if you see, they're pretty much everywhere. So when you're driving, you're probably going to hit one of these cameras. And this is just the area like in Chicago. But they have them all throughout the United States. So I think the next thing they're going to do is face recognition. And I think the Axiom, their body cams, they're already testing out the face recognition in Canada, so that they no longer have to ID you. Your camera's already going to be IDing you before you even say a word to them. They just have to walk up to you and see your face. So that's crazy. Fourth Amendment rights, right? You're pretty much guilty right before anything. So this is how flock cameras look like right here. This is the map. In my community, in the YouTube community, you could see a link where you could download an app on your phone, and you can map these flock cameras, and you could also see where they are. But here's another picture of a flock camera. That's how it looks like. So yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking, what if you wear a shirt with a license plate? If it's a license plate reader, shouldn't it read the license plate on a shirt like this? So if it's more than a license plate reader, then it will not read it, because it will know that it's not a car. It's just, a license plate on a shirt. So are these flock cameras just license plate readers? No, they're not. They AI powered license plate reader cameras that can do far more for what they actually do right now. It's just we don't allow them. And then here's all the town or cities trying to bring up, or I guess this is in the past already, because these are all old meetings for the flock cameras. Yep. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to show you today. Yeah, you probably have flock cameras in your city and you just don't know about it because nobody ever brought it up. They're very small. They usually have that solar panel on top. It's small as well. So it's got a solar panel, battery, and then the camera looks like the teardrop like you saw in the picture. And it's connected to one central location, and they do track you from point to point. And this is the illegal part, would be where they track you from one point to another. They say they're tracking the car, but everybody, there's a person behind every license plate. So, they're not just tracking a car, they're tracking the owner of the car. Or else they'll be just tracking stolen cars, or cars involved in accidents. But they're actually looking for people. Thanks, James. Let's see, message held for review. Okay, so Dennis is a hater. Okay. This one's a hater. Oh my gosh, so many messages. Yeah. Yeah, they can track you with a cell phone. 000. Kate's being difficult. Kate McDougal's being uncomfortable. So, yeah, that's flock and townships and all that. But yeah, and it's funny how many haters there is when you're doing auditing. I think some of these people might be working for the government. So I'll tell you up front, I used to work for the government, and I know the workings of what they do and how they do things and stuff like that. That's why I audit, because I know that they're up to no good sometimes. So, and the place that you want to audit is where they spend their money and how they spend their money, especially during budget year end. They're trying to spend all the money in the budget so that they could get some more the next year. So more than they had last year. That's how they usually do it. That's how it was when I worked for a town. It's called use it or lose it mentality. And the jobs were like friends and family. You hire your friend or your family or whatever, someone you already know. It wasn't. That's what a lot of times was, and it wasn't where, okay, that person's good, so we're gonna hire them. It was mostly like friends and family. It was a friends and family plan. So, so I'm not just doing this or winging it. I already know how the government works, and the shenanigans that they do. It's really stupid because a lot of the people that work at the government, they don't read the laws or the code. The code, you got to interpret the code, or they just make shit up and put it into a checkoff list or whatever. But or even a ticket, they'll make shit up and then they'll put it on the ticket and they'll give you that ticket, but the code that they put on the ticket doesn't really match of what you got the ticket for. So you got to check all that every time. And a lot of times it doesn't match. The actual violation that you did doesn't match what the code is on the ticket, and that's how you could win that ticket in adjudication or court. Let's say if you got a parking ticket or a vehicle sticker ticket. Yeah. So I'm not sure why people are, such haters or whatever. They're trying to find my name. Oh no. Like it's a big secret. Yep. Anyway, yeah, Tyrant Terminator's video was interesting this morning. He went into the township and he saw like on the, was it hand sanitizer, that it was for, what did it say on the hand sanitizer? I should have taken a screenshot. Next time I'm going to take some screenshots for these lives. I think it said employees only on the hand sanitizer. So he thought, the hand sanitizer was employees only because it was on a pole. And after he went past that point, he saw that there was bathrooms, like public bathrooms, beyond that. So he went in there, and the guy came out and told him, "Hey, there's a sign back there that says employees only." And he's like, "Where is that sign?" He's like, "Oh, it's on the hand sanitizer." He's like, "Well, I thought the hand sanitizer was employees only. You got to bring your own hand sanitizer or something." It's funny. So, but yeah, when I go audit, that's Tyrant Terminator. When I go audit and I see like a sign, sometimes I don't see the sign because you're doing your thing and you're not looking at everything. But if I do see a sign, or if it looks like an area I shouldn't enter, I won't enter it unless I want to test it, If someone says, you can't be here, it's employees only, then I'll tell them, oh, then you should have a sign. And sometimes I do miss the sign too. So it's no big deal. You're in the moment, you're doing your thing, you're trying to audit. So I try to be respectful until they get to me. Everybody's got that point where they'll, I don't know if it's called snapping or whatever, but you try to, then you treat them like they treat you. And I actually don't like going to that point. I'd rather have it calm and I guess professional. But yeah, I try not to call a policeman an officer or sir if they don't respect me. Because usually they'll come in hot and start judging you and start blaming you for things. So I'm not going to give them the same, sir, sir, sir. No, you're not a sir to me. You're a fucking emotional support clown. Because it's like you're not here to, you're not here for the law. You're here to appease someone's emotional damage, So that's why I call police the emotional support clowns, because usually when they get called, I'm not breaking any laws. They're just there for emotional support for the person that called. And usually when someone calls, like in a city hall, and you're not doing a crime and they know that you're not doing the crime, but they call anyway, that's, what do they call that? Sorry, sometimes I lose my words. If you could put it down in the comments, that'd be cool. But if they know that they're calling, it can be illegal. If they know that they're calling and it's not illegal what you're doing, then they're disturbing your peace. It's actually in the law, it's actually in the code, that part, that knowingly calling the police without a crime is disturbing your peace. So it's in, I think, section 5 ILCS 140, somewhere in there, one of the ones. So, and it's funny, like, sometimes they'll call the police to a post office and they're like, oh, you can't record here, this and that. And you point them to poster 7 that says that you're allowed to record, and they don't even want to read it. That's pretty stupid. But, lately what I'm surprised about is how these cops go rogue, especially with Flex. Flex your, what is that channel called, with Billy, when he got arrested, Flex Your Freedoms. Like, these cops, they go rogue. He got arrested for this is how it happened. He went into a public meeting. You're supposed to have 5 minutes to talk, and he started talking. Well, he started in a positive way, and then he started talking about things that the mayor did, and things that he didn't like. And then the mayor kicked him out. The police came. They removed him from the building, and they took him out on the sidewalk. And they told him he had to walk on the sidewalk, or else they're going to arrest him for blocking the sidewalk. And he wasn't really blocking anyone. It was nighttime. The cops were doing the same thing, and he got arrested for blocking the sidewalk. I mean, that is like rogue right there. That's insane. So I don't think they did that in the public's interest. I think they did that in their own interest. And that's the problem. A lot of these small governments are turning against people, which that pay them, then that's pretty sad. It should not be that way. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this live. Thank you for coming out today. We're not in my car right now. It is very cold outside. It's like 10 degrees. But anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And I might see you tomorrow. I might not. We'll see.